Fighting for custody for my daughter Ava has been one of the best things I could have ever done. So it all started a year before I went to fight for full custody. The relationship was deteriorating and there was stuff that I wasn't happy with. And in the end, that broke it was my daughter's mother cheating. So that was it. I had enough. That was the last straw. So in the last year, before getting full custody, I decided to start gathering evidence. Because I knew in my mind I didn't want my daughter to stay there. I wanted her to come with me. But I knew it was going to be a process and I was going to need evidence. So I gathered what I could up until the point she cheated and when I said it was enough. So I saw my daughter during the week and then every 2 weekends. Well, that was the time I spent with her up until I decided to take it to court and see a solicitor. She demanded monthly money for Ava, my daughter. So if I was late, I'd get hammered with messages, missed call, need to send this, need to send that now. But to me, I'd always paid, I always did. But she always used to ask for it early, and I was like, no, you can wait until the agreed date. But when I got full custody, I've never seen a payment for child support, not once. I just think it's the dual standards that dads have to live by. It's one rule for the mothers, one rule for dads, and it's not fair. So to me, I'm quite lucky. I actually won my custody battle, which is very rare, and especially at the age of 19, it's extremely rare. Oh, getting full custody at 20, sorry, is extremely rare. You don't hear many dads that have won full custody. And it always used to get me when taking Ava to doctor's appointments, dentist. Oh, you've got full custody. She lives with you. The shock to see a dad has actually got full custody. It still amazes me to this day, and that's 6 years later. It still happens. But the rules aren't changing towards dad or the laws. Something needs to change. So taking it back, I went on a holiday for a week. I was meant to go with Ava's mum, and that didn't happen because she cheated. So I decided to just go by myself. And I just took that time to think about what I wanted to do next and how I wanted to deal about things. So I came back, I spoke to my parents, got some advice off them, and they recommended me a solicitor. So I went to see my solicitor, and then within 3 hours, I was in court after explaining what happened, giving her the evidence, messages off Ava's mum's family saying she wasn't fit enough to look after Ava. So I went to court, got a prohibited steps order in place, which meant Ava stayed with me while the court was going on. So then the first hearing happened about 3 weeks after that, after Ava's mum had been informed and stuff. So she didn't turn up with a solicitor, so she didn't really fight much, to be honest, in court. She just kept agreeing with stuff my solicitor was saying and putting forward. So it went on for about 3 months, and in them 3 months, all the evidence and cash reports and everything took place. And then it was agreed in court that Ava would remain in my care full time, and she'd see her mum every 2 weeks, and then the school holidays were split in half. So I was really happy. I was shocked it happened. It's a hard feeling to put into mind that it actually won, because it's something you don't really hear of nowadays, especially back then, that fathers winning court cases to have the children live with them. I felt relieved at most, knowing that I could protect my daughter the best I can with her living with me. It was hard though, because I had to go to square one, moving back home to my parents. That was hard for me because at the age of 16, I moved out and I was very independent in myself. And it was hard to readjust, but I knew I had to stay with my parents because I couldn't afford at the time to have my own place with my daughter. So I had to live there. So it went on. And then COVID hit in that time. So about 2 months after getting custody, COVID hit. So it was good to be able to stay at home with Ava and just enjoy the time together. We did have a bit of a normal routine because I was still working at the time, so I was working in a warehouse. So she was still able to go to nursery. So the covering costs, I've never received anything off Ava's mum. She might have bought 1 pair of school T-shirts 1 year, but I've never had a monthly payment, child support payments or anything off her. But to me, I don't really care. because it just proves if we ever have to go to court that I'm more than capable of taking care of things and not asking for money. But in that way, it's double standards as well, because it's expected that dads that don't live with the kids are demanded to pay child support. But when it's the other way around, it's like there needs to be a standard on both sides that they have to pay as well if the kid's living with the parents. But for me, getting custody, it was one of the best things that could ever happen. It was such a relief knowing that Ava wouldn't be around that kind of stuff anymore that were going on at her mum's house, and that I knew she was going to be safe living with me. But if you want any more advice on this or my opinion, or just want to talk, reach out. I'll answer as best as I can.